Zoom stock analysis. Okay guys, so I decided to make this quick video about Zoom because they're about to report earnings after market close on Monday, November 30th. And I really wanted to get this video out here because I think there's a huge opportunity for some short-term profits, whether you're a long shareholder like me or you have some call options. So what is Zoom, guys? Well, in case you've been living under a rock, you should pretty much be familiar with Zoom is basically the video conferencing tool of the future. And all different companies and organizations and schools have been using Zoom due to the whole pandemic thing. And what's been going on is that people are starting to realize how easy it is to video conference. So even over the past Thanksgiving, a lot of people weren't really able to meet up with family members, and they had a lot of basically Thanksgiving conferences via Zoom. So this is one of the biggest keywords that I've been hearing the entire year. So I wanted to make this quick video to give you guys kind of a quick update on what Zoom is and give you guys some opportunities to make some money before earnings, because I think they're once again going to have an impressive earnings release. So first, let's quickly talk about Zoom. So if you guys are familiar with Zoom, Zoom is basically a video conferencing software, as I mentioned earlier, and they have different types of products. So they have online meetings, webinars, conference rooms, and things like that. And it's been ranked the number one video conferencing tool. So it's more popular than Google Meet. It's more popular than Microsoft Teams. It's more popular than Skype. People like Zoom because it's very easy to use. And I've seen many companies using this. Of course, as you can see here, companies like Western Union, Activision, GoDaddy, Splunk. And I've also seen sports organizations use it, like the NBA, as you can see here, Uber, Slack, and also schools. A lot of schools, when you hear about kids that are basically not able to go to school, or college students not able to take normal classes, when they take classes via video conferencing, almost 80 to 90% of the time they're using Zoom. So Zoom is basically the future of kind of remote work and remote schooling. And the way they make money is they have a great business model. So they have recurring revenue. So it's a little bit different from a tech company like Apple or Amazon, where a lot of their revenue is kind of generated of one-off sales. The entire Zoom business model is based on basically recurring revenue. So it's actually free for kind of personal use and smaller use like that. But for teams, small, medium businesses, and larger corporations, they have recurring revenue. So the great thing about Zoom is that it's allowed a lot of companies to thrive during the whole pandemic situation. And it's really kind of been, a lifesaver for a lot of businesses and a lot of kids going to school and stuff like that. Even families during Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And instead of, traveling far across the country during the whole pandemic lockdowns and things like that, Zoom has given people a way to connect. And I believe that this is the future of kind of, and I believe that Zoom is the future of where people will connect. So, in my personal lifetime, when I was born in 1986. So, I'm 34 years old. I was born in the mid 80s. And back then people basically used landlines and things like that. And then the pager came along, and then these big clunky computers. And then people started, getting basic cell phones, and then text messaging caught on. And then people started writing emails and stuff like this. So this is kind of just the progression of all of the years of the technology is changing. Video conferencing is hot. And the fact that 5G is coming on, it's going to make using video even easier because download speeds are going to be much faster. So first, one of the reasons why I think Zoom is such a strong stock to buy in general is because I don't think the pandemic situation is over. I don't think vaccines will take place at least until this time next year. So there's a lot more growth. And obviously, once vaccines take place and a lot of people go back to work and go back to school, the usage for Zoom is going to fall off a bit, but it's still the future of communication. So let's go over the latest quarterly report. So as you can see here, in their Q2, they had a monster revenue. So the revenue was up 355% year over year, and they had about 370,200 customers with more than 10 employees. So basically, people have been just using Zoom like crazy. Zoom is a founder-led company by Eric Yan, really smart guy. And once again, I mentioned you guys that founder-led companies tend to outperform all stocks over the long term as well. So the numbers were just great across the board. Zoom holds a ton of cash. Great positive net income. Income was up. If you take a look at some of these numbers, they're absolutely phenomenal. 988 customers contributed more than $100,000 in trailing revenue. That's up over 100%. And basically all the numbers have been up. So as you can see here, their earnings is going to be reported on Monday, November the 30th after hours. and they're expecting between 685 and 690 million, and strong earnings with about 73 cents to 74 cents per share, guys. So why is this so important? Well, it's so important because Zoom has probably been one of the biggest stocks to trade on earnings that I've seen all year. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's head over to okay, guys, so here we are on TradingView. So what I was talking about is that on TradingView, you can take a look at this this is earnings. So as you can see here, on every earnings report that Zoom has released, the stock has gone up big. So they reported earnings back in March and the stock went up, and then reported in June, started going up again. And then they had a major earnings report back in August, and that's when the stock took off. So kind of looking at some technical analysis here, there seems to be quite a bit. If we take a look here, currently there's like this new resistance / support level that's been formed right here, right about, I would say $475 or something like that. But basically on the last 3 earnings releases soared. So the reason the stock is soaring is because Zoom is just reporting is so profitable, and just I think they're still going to make a lot of money, even though a lot of lockdowns were eased. You know, we're still not out of the pandemic situation now. And this is definitely one of the stocks of the future. So lately I've been talking a lot about EV stocks and stuff, but I thought that this was such a great opportunity. I wanted to quickly post a video on it. So I've got basically looking at, you know, this previous movement of Zoom stock. I think there's a couple of ways you can play it. So obviously I think it's still early to get in if you want to buy some long shares. Of course, guys, do your own due diligence, but I just think Zoom is a great long-term hold. You know, a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, Zoom stock is going to crash, you know, once the vaccine's released. And I just don't think so. You know, once people have been using, you know, a type of product for right now since, you know, it'll be almost a year, at least a year until the vaccines are present. I don't think companies are going to use Zoom for years and, you know, use it to make a lot of money and then all of a sudden just stop using it. And plus, a lot of business owners are using Zoom to reach their customers. So they're using it to host webinars. They're using it to connect with potential clients. You know, instead of flying all the way from New York City to LA, they can just hop onto a Zoom meeting and basically say the same thing. So a lot of people are realizing how useful it is. And it's also given a lot of entrepreneurs freedom. So entrepreneurs that maybe lived in expensive areas like New York City, Los Angeles, they're able to relocate to cheaper cities and still manage their business using Zoom. So, you know, even if there's a vaccine, I don't expect people to stop using that. If they've moved out of these prime real estate areas, these expensive areas, I don't expect them to move back right away. It's going to take years for a lot of these areas to rebound. So Zoom is definitely going to be around for a while. So where do I think the stock is going? Well, I think the stock is definitely probably headed towards 600 or more. We'll find out exactly. So what I've personally done is usually on Robinhood, I like to trade options. So what I've done is I bought, I was pretty conservative. I don't like to put too much money in any one options, especially in this account. And I also have a lot of Tesla options that I'm still waiting on because I think Tesla is going to continue to ramp up as it approaches the S&P 500 inclusion. But I just bought a couple calls, so I'm up like 74% on these calls, and they expire on December 4th. So I plan to just hold them you know, after earnings, and I'll probably sell them after the earnings pop. But Zoom stock is basically just popped so much, you know, after earnings, guys, that I just think it's a no-brainer to get this stock. So guys, hope you enjoyed this quick video rundown of Zoom. About to wrap things up now. Like I said, you know, guys, there's a lot of haters on Zoom, but some of the best stocks to buy, in my opinion, are stocks that aren't nearly as popular, or stocks that have a bit of controversy around them, because if there's a bit of controversy around them, it's usually because the stock has a lot of potential, and there's always going to be naysayers and things like that. So like I said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out the Zoom earnings release on November 30th. It's reporting after market close, so we'll know in after hours trading whether or not it's a good report. I expect this stock to either soar or plummet. So, you know, this is just my take, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, if you enjoy my content, please smash the like button, and also please smash the red subscribe button for more future content. And if you guys want to receive a daily watch list, I'm starting a new daily stock newsletter where I give you guys 5 to 10 stocks that I'm watching every day. Just simply click the link in the description box, or you can go to investortrip.com/newsletter and subscribe to that newsletter. I send it out every morning before the market, just tell you guys some of the stocks that I'm taking a look at for that trading day. So that's it until next time, guys. Take care.